LSU has new direction on the offensive side of the football. Brian Kelly making big moves this morning, replacing departed Mike Denbrock with co-offensive coordinators Joe Sloan and Cortez Hankton. Guys, in case you did not realize, both of these gentlemen, of course, on the LSU staff did a fantastic job. Joe Sloan coaching quarterbacks and Cortez Hankton coaching wide receivers and was the passing game coordinator as well. And I think this is a move that most LSU fans not only expected, but wanted, right? When you looked at who was the best possible choice to take over for the departed Mike Denbrock, who, of course, headed out to Notre Dame, I'm not sure you could have done much better than Sloan and Cortez Hankton, guys. When you look at what LSU was offensively last year, right? You think about the quarterback position. I think Joe Sloan did a pretty good job with Jayden Daniels. Wouldn't you agree? And also you think about the fact he's a strong recruiter. He's got strong ties to Louisiana. And what he's done there with the offense, guys, again, the numbers speak for themselves. And then Cortez Hankton. Look at the wide receivers. Look at Malik Neighbors. The passing game as a whole. You also look at what they did in the bowl game, guys, in the ReliaQuest Bowl victory over Wisconsin. Now, here's the thing. From the outsider perspective, some may look at this and say, oh, they couldn't go out there and get anybody else. They're promoting from within. Who is Joe Sloan? Who is Cortez Hankton? Guys, if LSU wanted someone, like money's not an issue in Baton Rouge. They could have gone out there. They could have went and got somebody. They've done it on the defensive side of the football. Blake Baker making $2.5 million per year. They've got no issues when it comes to employing the very best of the best. So I think this is a great move, though, guys, by Brian Kelly. Again, you look at the track record for both Joe Sloan and Cortez Hankton, what they've already done at LSU, and they've already had a trial run. Now, I understand it's in a bowl game against Wisconsin. The competition's going to stiffen up. And I agree, guys, that one of the big question marks is, hey, how do you replace Jayden Daniels? How do you replace Malik Neighbors? Joe Sloan and Cortez Hankton, they're going to be held to a very, very high standard, right? Their first season in Baton Rouge. But I think when you look at how could LSU, right, with a 12-team college football playoff, this is a pivotal year 3 upcoming for Brian Kelly. How was LSU going to be best equipped to hit the ground running offensively and make a run at the 2024, the college football playoff, if you will? I think this is the best possible move. Now, here's the big question marks when it comes to week in, week out in the SEC. How do Sloan and Hankton work together, right? Situational play calling. Once you have to get off script, what does that look like, right? Making in-game adjustments. What are you a good instinctual play caller in the moment, right? Whenever you hire an OC, even a DC, right? That's why there's really no such thing as a grand slam hire, if you will, because you just have no idea how those guys are going to react in those situations. But you look at the reaction from LSU fans. You look at the reaction from LSU Nation. I talked to our good friend Blake Ruffino of AYS Sports this morning. I've spoken with some others as well. They are really, really excited about this hiring. Again, guys, you go back to the recruiting side of things as well. All that talent on the offensive side, Joe Sloan, Cortez Hankton had a major, major hand, especially with the recruiting ties to Louisiana. Guys, you could throw a rock out of Baton Rouge and hit a 4-star wide receiver, hit a 5-star wide receiver. Like, the talent in the state of Louisiana is so crazy, right? And it's Jimmy's and Joe's, not necessarily X's and O's. So maybe there was a bigger name out there. Maybe there was, maybe. Which, by the way, I'm really, really glad for LSU fans, for the sanity of LSU fans. They did not go out there and hire Tommy Rees, right? That was something that was sort of rumored, if you will, that maybe LSU is going to go pursue Tommy Rees and hire him. But at the end of the day, guys, sometimes the right answer is the very obvious answer. And I think this was the obvious answer for LSU. And again, when you look at 2024, you've employed Blake Baker. You've added a bunch of new pieces on the defensive side, guys. You added one of the best D-line coaches in college football. I think you've taken the necessary steps, if you're Brian Kelly at LSU, to shore up the defensive side and make sure what we saw in 2023 never happens again. I think this is a great move for LSU from the standpoint of there's a lot of familiarity. There's a lot of continuity. Both of these guys are proven winners. Both of these guys are proven at LSU what they have done in the purple and gold on the offensive side and productivity, and Joe Sloan with the quarterback position, Cortez Hankton with the wide receiver position in the passing game. I think LSU, I do not worry about LSU offensively. Let me just put it that way. You got to be realistic, right? There's going to be some sort of a step back from Jayden Daniels because, I mean, nobody could match what Jayden Daniels did. There's a reason he won the Heisman Trophy, right? But it's a pretty good thing to now have your offensive coordinator, oh, by the way, be the guy who virtually groomed Jayden Daniels and developed him into what we saw this past season, which was a Heisman Trophy winner. So, again, LSU hiring Joe Sloan and Cortez Hankton, new offensive leadership down on the Bayou, and I think a great hire for Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers as they look to make a push for the college football playoff in 2024.